Hi there, I'm Hana Gray, founder and CEO of the Office Management Group, and I'm really delighted to be here to present how to stay ahead in office management to you. What we'll cover are top tips on getting ahead in the office management profession. So really staying ahead of the changes and the requirements from your business, leaning on tech and networking and partnering with your business to do so, because there is so much in strategic partnership and strategic alignment that can really benefit people who are in office management roles as well as assistant roles as well. After this session, my hope is that you'll have some key takeaways to help support you and your continued development within the role, which will in turn better support you and your business. So as I said, my name is Hannah. I have been in this profession for over 20 years, turned 40 at the end of last year. So it's definitely over 20 years now, and it's a little bit frightening, but hopefully plenty of experience to share with you on this topic. I have been in both assistant and office management roles, working at companies like ING Real Estate Investment Management, JP Morgan, where I was like backup assistant to the CEO of EMEA at JP Morgan and the COO there, at RBS for some of the top directors, Gain Capital and Berenberg, where I was much more in my office operations and office management roles, as well as I suppose at JP Morgan and RBS as well. Did a whole host of things. I founded the Office Management Group in 2016. And now, since having that, I've worked in various sectors. Up till then, really, as you can probably tell, it was mostly finance driven, but have now worked for charities, educations, insurance, fintechs, all sorts of different sectors, which is really enjoyable. I founded the Office Management Portal, which is our online membership platform. It's free to be a member, back in 2018, and we've got nearing 3,000 members now. And I've trained well over 500 office managers and assistants to date. So before I go too much further into the session, I just want to outline to me what office management is and what office managers do essentially. As I said here, office managers are responsible for ensuring a safe, healthy and effective working environment with the minimum amount of disruption for all staff, clients and contractors. They manage and oversee operational and administrative aspects of the business to do this. And as John Maxwell says, you can see on the screen there, tend to the people and they will tend to the business. And I think, yes, this can be true for HR managers and CEOs. We see it come up a lot there. But actually for office managers, I think it's really quite true for the role that they do as well. Office managers are some of the few people who do interact with practically every level of employee throughout the business, more or less each day, whether that's virtually now or face to face. And as office cultures around the world do continue to expand and to shift and to change and to grow and evolve, the significance of the office manager role will continue to increase. And we have seen that certainly over the last 5 to 10 years. So how has it evolved? Well, they're no longer the scary, stuffy office managers, or we're no longer, I should say, because I'm still very much in the thick of office management, that were stereotyped for years. I remember that I was a bit scared of our office manager when I was in my early 20s, and she was a little bit, I suppose, of a dinosaur, kind of very stompy and very shouty, and you wouldn't go to her unless you really, really had to. And they didn't really have the gel and the glue that we hear office managers referred to so often now, this kind of beating heart of organisations and this person that really brings everything together and sits at the centre of it and makes it run. And I've heard so many people saying to me over the years as well, when I talk about office managers and office management, oh, I remember our old office manager, Mary or Sue or Greg, they were really scary. Yeah, you didn't want to cross them unless you really, really did need to. And they didn't seem to do much either. It's so different because now office managers have this huge amount of influence. And as I say, they really do sit at the heart of most organisations. Each year when we run things like the Office Management Awards, for example, some of the feedback and testimonials that we get from people who have nominated their office manager for an award is really that. It is, the beating pulse of our business. They're the lifeblood. They're the heart and soul. And that is very much the evolution of this role. They are no longer I remember years ago, I was a branch secretary in my very first role, and I didn't really work for anybody specifically. I was essentially the office manager and kind of a receptionist and kind of a secretary, because I was typing and doing audio typing and things for the property details that had to go up on the website and had to be printed and so on and so forth. But I think that kind of old hat view of secretaries sitting, typing, doing admin has very much gone. And now we are naturally much more strategic, naturally much more kind of culturally aligned to our businesses. And we are being recognized as these people who are presented with challenges and come up with solutions time and time again. And COVID was really a mark for that, because everybody looked to the office manager. The offices are closing. What do we do? We need to reopen them. What do we do? And it was this kind of thing. So everything that we are now involved with and everything that we keep being asked to be involved with is part of that evolution of the role. I always really like to do this, and normally in training when I'm doing this, I have a whiteboard behind me and I draw and get people to guess what on earth I'm on about, but I'm not going to put you through that today. I usually draw a box, which essentially is the office. So there's 3 key areas of the office management role for me, I should have said. So I normally get people to try and interpret what this square rectangle means. And it's essentially what I call the box, the office, the outline frame of where you work and everything that you need to do here and in here to keep things running, safe and working, like fixtures and fittings, life safety and emergency systems, landlord requirements, down to like the cleaning and the cleanliness, and just the functionality, the facilities of that space. Then I draw a person, so the people, I don't draw very well, so it's more like a stick man or woman. So the people within the offices that we're running, including the staff and the visitors, the requirements that they have day to day, from this isn't working, that isn't right, lights out above my head, toilets are blocked, and I need this, I need a DSE assessment, I need a new chair, I need my screens raised, whatever it might be. But also then the training requirements like health and safety training and health and safety management, display screen equipment assessments for their desk assessments and so on, all the things there that people need in order to keep them safe and in order to keep that environment comfortable for them. And then suppliers and services. So I normally at this point draw a coffee cup or mug in my stick person's hand. And these are the people or everything that essentially provides us as a business with the goods and services that we need to support the running of that office. So from the stationery to the tea and coffee to the cleaning, the printing, there's so much in there, plants and all the different service providers that help with the first and second points and second areas here of the role. Typical responsibilities, there's a lot. There's many more than this, in fact, but the day-to-day running of the office. So things I've already mentioned in my previous slide, it might be requests, demands, lights out, toilets leaking and fixtures that need to be made or done, ordering of suppliers, service provider management, procurement and contract management for all the different contracts and suppliers and service providers that we have in our office. In most office management roles, I've seen that a lot of the procurement elements actually sit firmly with the office manager as well, and that certainly was the case for me growing up in my office management career. Facilities and reception running and all the things that come with that. That's a big, wide open one there. Human resources elements, even if they're not responsible for human resources, which we would typically see in a much smaller office management role, maybe kind of 50 staff or less, you will have HR as a sort of another string there, where the office manager will be responsible for that and for managing human resources. But even in a larger organisation, you will have elements of HR where you are still dealing with people, where you are still liaising heavily with HR. Think about onboarding, offboarding of joiners and leavers as well. Projects such as office moves and changes, upgrades. I mean, we were doing upgrades all the time at JP Morgan of our Blackberries as they were back then. And then we started to roll out iPads and laptops when people were allowed laptops because they were senior enough and were traveling. All the different things there that can constitute as a project. Budgets and finance control and management, quite heavily in office management, you'll see that come in. Even again, if you do have a finance department, you will be approving things. You might be responsible for a budget for your department and many, many more aspects. Health, safety and well-being, again, another big area of responsibility here, another big topic. Event planning and management, culture and mental health, that one has come up the ranks, certainly over the last few years, and again is a very, very broad topic there when you think about menopause policies and, massage, yoga provisions, if those kind of things come into it, meetings, events and all sorts of things around that topic and those topics. Joiner and leaver setup, onboarding and offboarding as we would typically call it, and even business continuity planning, so making sure that there are provisions in place in the event that an incident or situation happens that could potentially put the business at risk. So I love when I'm getting ready for webinars, seminars, etc. like this to do a little bit of research and really stay in touch with what's happening in the office management role. And one article I came across said that the position of the office manager has developed along with the growth of the modern firm. As companies expand and diversify, workers are required to perform more specialised tasks. Office coordination of the needs and the output of the workers is critical to the productive operation of the company. The office manager helps to standardise information, facilitates communication, and makes sure that employees are able to do their jobs. The future of office management looks bright. Many economists predict that the economy will continue to grow and provide more office managing job opportunities over the next 6 years. And this is an article that I came across in about mid-2023. So what is changing in this space? I mean, the future of office management is undergoing significant transformation influenced by several key trends, and particularly in terms of the facilities space and the AI, the tech that's available out there to help automate some of our tasks. So automation is one of the things that's expected to play a prominent role in office management, includes automating those routine tasks to enhance efficiency and also decision making. Flexibility, so offices of the future will be more flexible, accommodating remote work and flexible schedules. This shift in tech recognises the importance of work-life balance and employee preferences. And then technology integration. Modern office management will integrate tools and incorporates office management software, which will streamline operations and enhance productivity. So there's a lot coming out there that will help, again, to automate things, but also to streamline the way in which things are done. For example, AI can automate many routine tasks, freeing up facilities managers and office managers to focus on the more complex issues that need us rather than tech to make decisions on or to action. For example, AI can generate work orders, schedule maintenance tasks, and track inventory levels, asset tracking, and things like that, if you think along these lines. Additionally, AI can integrate with other building services and systems such as air conditioning, so HVAC, heating, ventilation and air conditioning as we'd call it, lighting, so emergency lighting tests and so on, to optimise their operation. Office design, the physical workspace is also evolving, and we've probably seen a lot of that ourselves over the last couple of years, and companies are adopting innovative designs to create more collaborative and engaging environments. Mobile workforces, the ability to accommodate a mobile workforce, so those that are virtual, is crucial with the rise of this remote work and the need for seamless connectivity and collaboration. So again, us having to look at the tech that's out there and ways, as it said, to be innovative, to get people together, to get people to collaborate, to get people to engage with the company and stay engaged with the company. A lot of that is coming down to the office manager. Data-driven decision making, so utilizing data and analytics for decision making in office management is becoming increasingly important thanks to digital tools and also automation again. So a lot of people, again, with desk booking systems and meeting room booking systems, desk utilization studies and so on, are looking at how their workplace and spaces are used, when people are logging in, when people are coming to work, what's making them come to work. There is so much there that's being captured regularly by businesses, by organisations, not just the individual businesses, but as a collective, so that people can study, understand, learn and evolve and change to help improve the way in which we work. And that is very much also part of the impact that it's having on an office management role. And finally, sustainability, another thing that is coming into play more and more in our office management roles. So a lot of office managers are being asked to get involved in B Corp certifications or ISOs and audits, getting labels like Planet Mark, South Pole labels for being carbon neutral or net zero. And office managers are often driving projects like that, or certainly being involved in them. Eco-friendly office management practices, including energy-efficient designs of the office and green technologies, are very much gaining traction as organisations prioritise sustainability as part of their strategy and plans moving forward. So as it says on the slide, these trends reflect a shift towards a more adaptable, tech-savvy and employee-centric approach to office management, aiming to meet the evolving needs of this modern workplace and workforce that we're seeing. And that is having an impact on the office management role. Key trends. So to manage your workplace well, you need to stay on top of the latest trends in office management. If you are successful, not only will you be able to provide employees with a great workplace experience, which to me is one of the key objectives of this role, but you'll also help to retain top talent and create the best space where employees can do high quality and collaborative work. I've already mentioned it, but we know that in this hybrid working world, office management is changing more than, managing an office is. And you need to create a space where employees can be productive. You also need to be able to cultivate an on-site environment that gets people excited about coming to work. And really the solution is craftily blending workplace design, culture, technology, and collaboration in order to do that. Current trends in office management include flexible spaces, integrated tools, technology, and automated systems, and all of them can work together quite harmoniously to provide this thriving hybrid workplace. Employees need to feel heard and empowered, and workplace managers have the tools and data they need to continue improving that workplace experience for them. Also, while strategically partnering and working with executives, CEOs, managing directors, and so on. The latest trends in office management are always changing. It's so closely aligned, this role, to technology, as most of our roles are now, to demands, to trends, etc. So it's important to ensure that we stay on top of what is happening in office management and within our roles. Future demand, again, I came across this, I think it was in a blog that I read towards the end of last year. There is a future demand in office administration for those trained in computer and software use. These employees also need a sophisticated set of skills that provide advanced technology, human resources, business processes, leadership, and an entrepreneurial mindset so that they can get and stay ahead of what's happening in the tech area. Using the latest office technology can contribute to our work productivity, and also, when we think about the health and safety element of our role, the employee safety. Some of the simpler items include adjustable desks, for example, the best headphones, adjustable lighting, cubby holes and temperature controls, reliable Wi-Fi and fibre-based private office networks, diverse communication tools, cloud-based platforms, reliable conference lines, and various devices, and a balance between this eco-friendly, sustainable architecture and smart technology. Building entrances and security, cyber security that needs to be considered. There is so much in here that may impact or form part of our roles. So automation, again, expected to play an increasingly important part of the office management role. Tasks such as data entry, scheduling, task management, reporting, freeing up time to focus on more strategic activities that we can get involved in. This helps us analyse data and provide insights that can be helpful for decision making too. So again, with rapid developments in technology and this ever-evolving workforce, office management strategy is continuing to change. So what sort of things can we figure out? Do we need to know to keep our fingers on the pulse and ensure that we're managing that workspace in the most efficient way that we can? The cloud, again, keep growing and adopting to this. Most businesses have now gone onto the cloud to help streamline all sorts of processes, from collaboration and project management, various office management software from front and back office tasks, looking at CRM, so client relationship management systems, social media, human resources systems, accounting, office management software, facilities management software. There is so much out there that can help support our business and the strategy. Yeah, activity-based working, a hot trend over recent years. In traditional office setups, workers are assigned specific desks, but in an activity-based office, employees choose from a variety of workspaces that are tailored for their specific tasks, like collaboration zones, research, individual pods for one-to-one or one-to-two calls or meetings, video pods where it's one-to-one video conferencing facilities or group conferencing facilities, socializing and event spaces, town hall spaces, as well as your individual desk spaces and zones. Bringing your own device policies. This is something that is on the rise because companies are becoming less afraid of people using their own devices at work and starting to embrace this flexibility. It obviously has benefits and risks, but companies that are smart realize that this could potentially be the way of a future workforce, especially as freelance and remote work become the norm. So how can we make an impact? I've talked already about strategic alignment, and the old hat, just an admin kind of expression is long gone. And I hope none of you refer to yourself as just an admin or just an office manager anymore. As time progresses and the demand from office management grows, we have to become more strategic in our roles, and we need to continue doing so. So technology aside, looking at the more human elements now to move away from this administrator to become this more strategic person is where we're going. Have a think for me. I can't interact with you as much as I normally do, but who would already say that they're being strategic in their roles? Are you being strategic, and how are you being strategic? Have you ever been strategic, and what stopped you from continuing on that? Who feels like they're near to getting a seat or do already have a seat at the table where you are part of the planning, you are part of the business growth, you are having a really meaningful, identifiable impact on your business? The benefits of being more strategic and aligning to your business are that you can bridge this gap with work and the alignment to your tasks. You can help everybody in the business steer in the same direction, and that can have a positive impact on the overall performance of the business and that of your performance too. And it can give you visibility and accountability. There have been a lot of assistant articles and HR articles over the year about being a strategic partner for your business, and it is just as important to recognise the value in doing this as an office manager. Strategic partnership, when it was talked about with HR roles, but also in terms of businesses merging, they would have a look at their strategies and they would have a look at how they kind of blend the two together so that it is this partnership. The idea is that it supports and drives the overarching goals of a business to bridge the gap between the work that they do as an individual or as a team on the ground alongside the mission of the company and or the executives that are running it. And it can help the business to impact or help the business impact on their key performance indicators, so KPIs, company culture, engagement, and various other things, missions, values, objectives that the company might have, their 3-year plan, their 5-year plan, etc. So I say apply the same logic in your office management role, particularly if you do wear an HR hat or an assistant hat as well. The potential is huge to get a seat at that table, showcase your value as an individual and that of your team if you have one. And rather than have this kind of persona that you're this firefighter who constantly works reactively, you can be far more proactive and ensure that all your policies, procedures, governance, the way in which you do things, the way in which you think about decisions and make decisions, or you can present solutions instead of problems and challenges to your execs, to your manager, and, as I say, have this great impact on office culture, making sure that you're curating this engaging and high-performing office environment that drives and helps to drive the whole business forward. It will make things less complex and much more simpler. You do need to be willing to adapt and change and apply new skills in order to do it. The challenge is to be strategic. Well, you've got to find the time. So you need to be active and carve some time out here, if only we could buy it. Have the confidence to do it and move from this very reactive to proactive state. Get out there, knock on people's doors and ask, how can I help? What are your challenges at the moment? What are your objectives at the moment? Where is the business heading? These kind of questions. And you do need the backing of your executive in order to do this. Proactive alignment. So again, instead of going to your manager or the executive saying there's an issue, what do we do? One of the kind of easiest shifts, to give you an example and put this into practice, is actually to go to them with solutions rather than just the problems, or they ask you to, solve something and you say, oh, I'm not really sure. I've got A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Try and narrow that down and try and figure out, how do your executives or how do your managers make decisions, or ask them openly, how do you like to make decisions? Is it head, heart, gut? Is it facts, figures? Is it research? Is it, testing, A/B testing and figuring out which method suits best and then going with, whichever the result was? So that's a really good question to ask, but also going through this motion of what options I've explored, what are the pros, the cons of each, the cost, the time frame, and asking things like who, what, why, where, when, and how, the objectives, the outcomes, how did this come about, what's driving the deadline if there is a deadline, why is this happening, why is the deadline what it is, what is the backstory, please share more information, because when you know that story and you have that understanding, you will be more strategic in the way in which you go about, again, decision making. So in summary, we are becoming much more strategic in our roles. It's happening and we need to kind of get ahead of that curve and stay ahead of it and be more proactively strategic rather than continually reactive. We will be leaning on technology, automation, artificial intelligence, and keeping up with the changes is really key. So having a hand on what's happening, asking suppliers and service providers, what latest tech and trends are they seeing with other clients and what are they bringing out and using. Leadership and strategic partnering are really important elements to continue evolving and giving the best support to our businesses. So think about that backstory, presenting the solutions rather than only the problems, exploring the options and going through the who, what, why, where, when, how do you like to make decisions, giving the pros, cons and doing all of that before you present it to people. I hope that's been helpful.